There are some situations when we don't think TUPE applies, but they apply in more situations than you think. So the first was a club wants to outsource their accountancy. All the accountancy outsource it to a contractor. They have someone doing accountancy part-time, bookkeeping part-time. So we said, okay, but that's a TUPE. And the club were like, well, are you sure? Because that's a consultant, that's someone coming in, and they're not going to want to employ, Jane, who does the accountancy. So actually it is, the job is not going anywhere, you're just moving it to someone else. If you went ahead, you got a contractor in, she would naturally TUPE over to the new employer. Now, in this situation, unfortunately, there are protected characteristics, multiple. So we've discussed redundancy. Redundancy is not a viable option because the job is not redundant. It's just being outsourced. So this is likely going to end in a settlement because the contractor does not want a member of staff. They want to do everything themselves. The second scenario is a club has a contractor doing the cleaning. And this contractor employed 2 members of staff to clean for the club year round. The actual contractor has given the club notice to leave, which means the club now has to find another contractor to do the cleaning. And what they didn't realise that actually, because these 2 staff members were appointed to work for them solely, that if they get another contractor, which they have to do because the other one's given notice, those 2 staff members will TUPE over to the new contractor. So again, it's really, but I don't understand, and they're useless, they're rubbish at cleaning. And it's unfortunately, yes, this is a TUPE situation. So what I will say to you is if you're doing any kind of changes, people coming in, changing contracts, just check with us first because it applies in more situations than you perhaps think it is. We are getting a lot of calls from businesses we don't work with actually, and they start off with saying, oh, I've taken on some staff, and we're like, okay, when you say taken on and they say TUPE, you're like, great, they know what they're talking about. We don't have any contracts and I don't know what their hours are. It's like, oh dear, here we go. When you are TUPEing staff into your company, into your club, you are taking on all liability for this employee. So it's absolute paramount. You know what you're taking on. And if you haven't got a contract in place, I'd be saying to you, stay away, really. This is a major red flag. You need to know absolutely everything to do with their terms and conditions, because under TUPE, you cannot change their terms and conditions. And if you don't know what they are, you're going to struggle with not changing them. And it's you that's going to be sued for changing them. So make sure you have all the information you need, and you're meant to have it at least 28 days before the staff TUPE into you. We have a spreadsheet that we can give you, which is what you'll need. And it's things you wouldn't think of. So yes, all the contractual terms, but actually flexible working patterns, reasonable adjustments. Make sure you absolutely have all the information you need before you say yes to this transfer, because all their baggage, all their luggage as we call it, is coming across to you.
Thanks for watching. If you want a free tribunal audit of your employment contract and handbook, click the link in the description below.